Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko number 573x5DFG. This is a dark bronze anodized aluminum threshold that is flexible in nature. This is an unusual threshold in the fact that it's meant to be flexible, 20-degree up or down, and to go from its natural 10-inch width out to 10 1/4 like that, like you'd have in an uneven floor surface, like you'd have over an expansion joint or something that's floating to begin with, such as a ramp sort of assembly. This is, and all of its specifications are detailed below this video, and let's go over it now. Before we do so, it's available in two finishes. D for dark bronze anodized. I happen to have the A, or mill aluminum finish here, so that you can see them together. This video is just about the dark bronze anodized one. Okay. Commercial threshold with a flexible joint. Okay. I'll go from 10-inch out to about 10 1/4. All right. Let's go over those dimensional properties now, since we're talking about it. And this, by the way, is just a 6-inch sample piece. That's all it is. Overall width, 10-inch. Thickness of the material is 1/4 inch. You can see from this, a little heavier over here, you can see from this video how outrageously thick the aluminum extrusion is. This is going to act as a very heavy-duty threshold as well. This would be appropriate in those installations like you might have in a car dealership, where you might have a condition that you're going to have to traverse, where you've got some flexibility in terms of the movement of a joint, like you might have from inside to outside, like you might require to have something very thick and substantial, i.e. to drive over with a car. This might be perfect for an application like that. The flexible joint here allows a 20-degree up or down, or that expansion of a 1/4 inch. Ideal for applications that include uneven floor surfaces, that you're going to see in buildings where the joints are going to expand or contract, move slightly, such as that floating ramp or that expansion joint as mentioned earlier. That joint, that flexible joint, is made of a thermoplastic elastomer that adds the benefit of a thermal barrier or thermal break concept to the threshold, meaning the transmission of cold from one side to the next is significantly retarded in the fact that you have a disparate piece of material. That is, in essence, the definition of a thermal break threshold, where you intend to have an insert like this. Sure, that aluminum can touch each other, but a lot of it's broken up, and if that's to be stretched out a little bit, the aluminum's not touching each other at all. I have witnessed thermal break thresholds installed in 7-degree temperature here in Chicago. Outside of that door frame is iced over, cold, shut. The inside, you would think it was just simply room temperature. It was a little bit cooler than room temperature because it was sitting on the concrete naturally, but otherwise there was no condensation, which is really where you're going to have the problem. That condensation on the inside threshold is going to start to eat that hollow metal frame, and within 5 years you're going to notice a problem, something in that range. So thermal breaks, while they're significantly more costly in terms of the upfront, the backside is outrageously easy to justify in terms of that cost. Okay. The thermal barrier threshold does not allow the heat to be transferred from one side of the threshold to the other, which would normally cause condensation. There are several links below this video. Product catalog, that's going to go over pretty much everything that I just said. Drawing, just a technical drawing. It's really just a cross-section drawing. Tech sheet will give you some additional information regarding the item, not much. Installation instructions, they're obvious. And then your MSDS sheet. There is this threshold available on the site in all lengths from 2 foot to 8 foot. If you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces, and simply indicate in the comment field what length you'd like for us to cut the material back to. The reasoning is this: if this was the genuine article, you would have a countersunk hole about here if this was the end, and another one about here. You're going to, not only if you needed to cut it down to length, contend with cutting this extremely thick aluminum, but the width of it as well. This 10-inch might be a challenge for you to cut evenly. If you order a custom length, we're not only going to ship it out at the proper length, we're going to give you those countersinks at the proper distance from the edge. It's going to save you the time of cutting it. And if you've got 30 of them, it's not really only the cutting, it's that drilling and countersinking that's really going to chew up the time in terms of this sort of piece of thick aluminum that you're going to contend with. So if you order a custom length, and it does include screws, by the way, like a 10x1 flathead sheet metal screw, we'll not only give you those countersinks at the proper distance from the edge, but the proper center to center as well. Now the name Pemko is synonymous with all things weather stripping related, not only custom thresholds like the 573x5 A or DFG, but the common garden variety naturally as well in commercial and residential applications. Perimeter gasketing, door sweeps, material made of aluminum like this, stainless steel, and architectural bronze. The summary of Pemko is this. They hold the title as the single manufacturer with the broadest range of available products, meaning extrusions really, different shapes of items. If you have more than an occasional need for weather stripping, by all means familiarize yourself with their catalog, or at least bookmark it, because it's probably just a matter of time before you will bump into the name Pemko. If you are working on a custom, if you have a custom unusual situation that you need to solve, looking at that catalog and looking at all the available, not only base materials, but extrusion shapes, added to the fact that Pemko will happily entertain the idea of doing custom cutting, ripping, notching, welding of things back together, allows you to deal with a company that is founded on excellent technical support and customer service and prompt, reliable, predictable shipping lead times. That as a tool allows you to solve lots of problems and do so in such a way that I find the value of their product based on the cost, that confluence of the two coming together, right in the best area for you to operate as someone who is in business or just simply needs to solve a problem. If you have any questions on the Pemko number 573x5DFG gasket, threshold, or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.